Have you ever wondered why some people in their 80s can still walk uphill, carry groceries, and move with surprising strength, while others struggle just getting out of a chair? There's a small village in Japan where this isn't rare, it's normal. People well into their 80s and even 90s are staying active, steady, and strong. Without gym routines, without protein shakes, and without any expensive supplements. Naturally, researchers were curious. They went in expecting something complex, maybe a special treatment, a hidden health system, or some kind of advanced medical secret. But what they found was almost the opposite. No miracle drug, no secret formula, just everyday foods, simple foods. The kind many people eat without thinking. Or worse, pushed to the side of their plate. And here's where it gets even more surprising. When these foods were tested in controlled settings, some of them showed muscle-supporting effects that were just as powerful, or in certain ways, even more effective than common protein sources. Now, why does this matter so much for you? Because after the age of 60, your body starts changing in ways most people don't fully understand. Even if you're eating well, your muscles don't respond the same way they used to. The signals that tell your body to rebuild and maintain strength become weaker. That's why many people begin to feel less steady on their feet, slower in their movements, and gradually weaker over time. But here's the encouraging part. The right foods can actually wake up those signals again. They can remind your muscles what to do. And today, we're going to start with one of the most overlooked foods on that list. Something simple, something familiar. Green peas, yes, those small round peas that often get ignored at the edge of the plate. But don't let their size fool you. Inside those tiny peas is a powerful nutritional profile that can directly support your muscles. Just 1 cup provides around 8 grams of plant-based protein, along with essential amino acids your body needs to repair and maintain muscle tissue. And one of the most important of those amino acids is something called leucine. Think of leucine as a trigger. It's the signal your body uses to tell your muscles, now is the time to rebuild. The problem is, as you get older, that signal becomes harder to activate. Your body needs a stronger push, and this is where peas quietly stand out. They provide that signal in a gentle, consistent way without putting stress on your digestion. In fact, compared to heavier proteins like red meat, peas are much easier for your body to break down and absorb. That means your body can actually use what you're eating more efficiently. And there's a simple way to make them even more effective. When you slightly mash peas or cook them into soups and stews, you help break down their natural structure, making it easier for your body to access the nutrients inside. But here's a small detail that most people completely miss. If you combine peas with foods rich in vitamin C, like tomatoes or bell peppers, your body can absorb and utilize those nutrients even better. It's a small adjustment, but it can make a noticeable difference over time. So instead of overlooking peas, start adding them into your meals a few times a week. Soups, side dishes, or even mixed into your main meals. It doesn't have to be complicated, because sometimes the simplest foods are the ones quietly helping you stay stronger, steadier, and more independent as the years go on. And this is only the beginning. What if one simple green you've seen your entire life could actually help your muscles feel stronger, more responsive, and even younger? Not with workouts, not with supplements, just by adding it to your meals. Most people think of spinach as something you eat because it's healthy. Maybe for iron, maybe for general nutrition. But what most people don't realize is spinach is doing something much deeper inside your body. It contains a natural compound that researchers have been paying very close attention to. You don't need to remember its name. What matters is what it does. In controlled studies, this compound has been linked to improvements in muscle strength and performance even in older adults who weren't doing intense exercise. Think about that for a second. Stronger muscle response from something as simple as a leafy green. But that's only part of the story. Spinach also contains a unique set of natural compounds that help your body improve blood flow, and this is where things get really interesting. Inside your body, these compounds are converted into something called nitric oxide, and nitric oxide has a very important job. It helps your blood vessels relax and widen now. Why does that matter for strength? Because when your blood vessels open up, more oxygen and nutrients can reach your muscles. And when your muscles are properly supplied, they work more efficiently, recover more quickly, and feel less fatigued during everyday tasks. That's why something as simple as climbing stairs or carrying groceries can suddenly feel easier. But here's something most people over 60 are never told. As you age, your body naturally produces less of this helpful compound, sometimes much less. And that decline is one of the hidden reasons why energy drops, and why muscles start to feel weaker or slower to respond. But foods like spinach can help support that process again. They help your body do what it used to do, more easily, and over time that can translate into noticeable improvements in how you move and feel. Now, here's where most people make a mistake. They eat spinach the wrong way. Raw spinach might seem like the healthiest option, but in reality, your body can't fully access all of its nutrients in that form. When you cook spinach, something important happens. The compounds that block nutrient absorption are reduced, which means your body can actually take in more of what it needs. And there's another advantage. Cooked spinach shrinks. What looks like a small portion on your plate actually contains the nutrition of several handfuls of raw leaves, so you're getting more benefit without needing to eat more volume. And here's a simple strategy that can make it even more effective. Timing. If you eat spinach after some form of movement time, something light, like a short walk, light housework, or time in the garden, your muscles are more ready to absorb nutrients. It's like they're in recovery mode, and that's when nutrition matters most. So instead of thinking of spinach as just another vegetable, think of it as support for your strength system, a small addition that can quietly help your body perform better each day. You don't need anything complicated. Just saute it with a little olive oil and garlic, stir it into eggs, or add it to soups and stews. Simple habits, but powerful results over time. Because staying strong after 60 isn't about doing more. It's about doing the right things more consistently. And the next food we're about to cover is one that most people completely misunderstand. What if one simple plant-based food could actually help your body rebuild muscle after 60, while also improving your grip strength, balance, and even how fast you walk? It sounds like something you'd expect from a supplement, but it's not. It's a food you've probably seen before, and maybe even ignored. And this is where things take a surprising turn. The food is called edamame green soybeans. At first glance, it doesn't look like anything special, just small green beans in a pod. But inside, it's doing something most vegetables simply can't. Edamame isn't just another plant food. It belongs to a completely different category, because unlike most plant-based options, it contains what's known as complete protein. That means it provides all the essential building blocks your body needs to repair and maintain muscle. And in just one cup, you're getting around 17 grams of that high-quality protein now. That alone is impressive. But what really makes edamame powerful, especially as you get older, is something most people have never heard about. Natural compounds called isoflavones. You don't need to remember the name, just understand what they do. As you age, your body gradually produces fewer of the signals that help maintain muscle. That's one of the quiet reasons why strength declines, and recovery takes longer than it used to. Isoflavones help support those internal pathways. They gently encourage your body to hold on to muscle, while also calming the kind of inflammation that slowly breaks it down. So instead of losing strength little by little, your body gets support to preserve it, and in some cases, even rebuild it. Researchers have actually observed something very interesting. Older adults who regularly included edamame in their meals showed improvements in key markers of strength, not just muscle mass, but also grip strength, walking speed, and overall physical performance. These are the exact things that determine independence as you age. Now here's another layer most people don't realize. Edamame also provides specific amino acids that support your body's ability to produce creatine naturally. You've probably heard of creatine in the context of athletes, but your body actually makes it on its own, and it plays an important role in muscle energy, strength, and endurance. The difference here is, instead of relying on synthetic powders, edamame helps your body create what it needs in a natural, balanced way, which is much easier on your system. Now let's make this practical, because none of this matters unless you actually use it. The easiest way to start is with frozen edamame. You can find it in most grocery stores. Just boil the pods in lightly salted water for a few minutes. Let them cool slightly, and they're ready to eat. And here's a small habit that can make a real difference. Take your time when eating them. Press the beans out of the pod slowly with your teeth. This helps mix them with saliva, which supports digestion right from the start. It may seem like a small detail, but over time it helps your body absorb more of what you're eating. You can also pair edamame with a small amount of healthy fat, like a drizzle of sesame oil or a few nuts. This helps your body better use some of its key compounds. Aim to include it a few times a week. It doesn't have to be daily. Consistency matters more than perfection, because after 60, maintaining muscle isn't just about eating more protein, it's about giving your body the right kind of support, the right signals, the right building blocks, and edamame quietly delivers all three. Now the next food on this list is something you may already have in your kitchen, but you've probably never thought of it as a muscle-supporting powerhouse. What if one of the cheapest foods sitting in your kitchen right now could actually support your muscles better than some expensive protein sources while also improving your digestion at the same time? It's not trendy, it's not flashy, but it might be one of the most underrated foods for strength. After 60, we're talking about lentils. Now most people see lentils as just a basic staple, something simple, maybe even boring. But inside your body, they do something surprisingly powerful. Let's start with the obvious. 1 cup of cooked lentils gives you around 18 grams of protein. That's a serious amount, especially for a plant-based food. But here's where lentils begin to stand apart. They don't just support your muscles directly, they work behind the scenes through your gut. And this is something many people completely miss. Inside your digestive system lives an entire ecosystem of bacteria, and these bacteria play a major role in how well your body absorbs nutrients, controls inflammation, and maintains muscle over time. If your gut isn't working properly, it doesn't matter how well you eat, your body won't fully benefit. This is where lentils quietly shine. They contain a special type of fiber that acts as fuel for your beneficial gut bacteria. When those bacteria are fed properly, they produce compounds that help your body function more efficiently, including how it uses protein. So instead of just adding more protein, lentils help your body use protein better, and that can make a real difference over time. Researchers have noticed something interesting in older adults. When lentils replaced even part of their usual protein intake, there were improvements not just in maintaining muscle, but also in overall body composition. More lean muscle, less excess fat. And that combination is critical after 60 because it directly affects balance, mobility, and your ability to stay independent. But lentils don't stop there. They're also rich in important minerals like iron, copper, and manganese. And these nutrients play a key role in how oxygen is delivered to your muscles. Which means if you often feel tired, heavy, or low on energy, it might not just be about muscle loss. It could be that your muscles aren't getting the oxygen they need to perform. Lentils help support that system. Now, let's make this practical, because small adjustments here can lead to big results. First, soaking. If you soak lentils for a few hours before cooking, it helps reduce certain natural compounds that can interfere with mineral absorption. That means your body gets more benefit from the same food. Second, pairing. If you combine lentils with foods rich in vitamin C like tomatoes or bell peppers, you can significantly improve how your body absorbs iron. A simple addition, but a powerful one. And here's a strategy most people never consider. Instead of eating lentils all at once, try spreading them across 2 meals. This keeps a steady flow of nutrients and amino acids in your system throughout the day, which gives your muscles continuous support instead of a short spike. Also, when lentils are cooked until soft, they become much easier to digest, perfect for older adults who may have more sensitive digestion. Simple meals like lentil soup, dal, or mixed vegetable stews can easily become part of your routine. Nothing complicated, but incredibly effective over time. Because when you take care of your gut, you're also taking care of your strength, your energy, and your ability to keep moving freely. And now, we're about to get to the final food on this list, and this one is something most people already have at home, but almost no one realizes how powerful it truly is. What if one simple vegetable could actually help protect your muscles from aging, not just on the surface but deep inside your cells? Something that helps your body recover faster, stay stronger, and resist the slow decline that most people assume is normal after 60. This final food might not look impressive. In fact, many people overlook it completely. But once you understand what it's doing inside your body, you'll never see it the same way again. We're talking about broccoli. Now on the surface, broccoli is just another green vegetable, something people eat because they've been told it's good for you. But when it comes to muscle health, especially as you age, it plays a much deeper role. Inside broccoli is a natural compound that works almost like a switch that turns on your body's internal protection system. This system helps your body reduce unnecessary inflammation, protect muscle cells from damage, and recover more efficiently after activity, and this becomes incredibly important as you get older. Because muscle loss isn't just about losing size or strength, it's also about slower recovery. You might notice that even small efforts like walking longer than usual or carrying groceries leave your body feeling more tired than before. That's not just fatigue, that's your body taking longer to repair. And over time, that slower recovery can lead to gradual weakness. This is where broccoli quietly steps in. It helps support your body at a deeper level, helping your muscles stay more resilient. But that's only part of the story. Broccoli is also surprisingly rich in vitamin C, and vitamin C plays a critical role in something many people don't connect to muscle health: collagen. Think of collagen as the support structure around your muscles. It helps hold everything together. It reduces the risk of tiny tears, and it supports stability and strength in your movements. So while protein helps build muscle, collagen helps protect and maintain it. And broccoli supports both sides of that equation. It also contains important trace minerals that help your body use nutrients more efficiently, which means the protein you eat actually reaches your muscles and does its job. Now, here's where most people miss out. It's not just about eating broccoli, it's about preparing it the right way. There's a simple step that can make a big difference. After you cut or chop broccoli, let it sit for about 30 minutes before cooking. This gives your body access to more of its key protective compounds. Then cook it lightly. Steaming or roasting works best. Avoid overcooking because too much heat can reduce its effectiveness. A simple method: roast it with a little olive oil and garlic until the edges become slightly crisp. It improves both taste and absorption. And here's a small timing tip that can help even more. Try including broccoli with your main meal of the day. Its natural fiber slows digestion slightly, which helps provide a steady release of nutrients to your muscles over time. Now, take a step back and look at what we've covered. 5 simple foods: peas, spinach, edamame, lentils, and broccoli. No expensive supplements, no complicated routines, just everyday foods used the right way. Because after 60, staying strong isn't about doing extreme things. It's about making the right choices consistently. Start small. Add one of these foods into your routine tomorrow, then build from there. Because over time, those small decisions lead to something much bigger: stronger movement, better balance, and the confidence to stay active and independent. And if you want more simple, science-backed ways to support your body as you age, make sure you stay connected, because your body is capable of far more than most people realize. It just needs the right support. Before you click away, there's something important you need to know, because most people over 60 try to eat healthier, but still don't feel stronger. Not because the foods don't work, but because they're missing a few key pieces that make all the difference. And once you understand this, everything you've learned today starts working much faster. Let's break it down simply. First, timing matters more than most people realize. Your muscles are most ready to rebuild right after you move your body. Now, this doesn't mean exercise in the traditional sense. You don't need a gym. Even light movement like walking around the house, gardening, stretching, or climbing a few steps sends a signal to your body. It tells your muscles, "We've been used. Now support us." And when you eat the right foods, shortly after that, your body becomes much more efficient at using those nutrients. Same food, better result. Second, consistency is where the real change happens. This is where most people fall off. They try something new for a few days, maybe a week, and when they don't see immediate results, they stop. But after 60, your body works differently. It doesn't respond instantly, it responds steadily. Think of it like this: one healthy meal won't change your strength, but repeating the same small habits every day, that's what creates real, visible progress. It's not about doing more, it's about doing it regularly. Third, don't rely on just one food. This is a common mistake. People hear about one superfood and focus only on that. But your body doesn't work that way. Each of the foods we covered plays a different role. Some help activate muscle-building signals, some improve blood flow, some support recovery, others protect your muscles from damage. It's the combination that creates the full effect. That's where the real power is. Fourth, what your body absorbs matters more than what you eat. You can have the best diet in the world, but if your body isn't absorbing those nutrients properly, the results will be limited. That's why small details matter. Cooking certain foods the right way, pairing them with the right nutrients, spacing your meals throughout the day, these simple adjustments can quietly double the benefits. And finally, this might be the most important part: your mindset. Many people believe that losing strength is just something that happens with age, that feeling weaker, slower, less stable is unavoidable, but that's not entirely true. Yes, your body changes, but it also responds powerfully to what you give it. If you give it movement, if you give it nourishment, and most importantly, if you give it consistency, it adapts. Not overnight, but gradually. And that gradual progress is what keeps you independent, confident, and able to move freely in your daily life. So don't wait for the perfect routine. You don't need one. Start simple. Add one of these foods to your next meal. Take a short walk today, then do it again tomorrow. Because strength after 60 isn't built in one big moment. It's built in small actions, repeated over time. And those small actions can completely change how you feel in your body.